Right now, it seems, the president is doubling down on this August 31st withdrawal date, despite strong bipartisan opposition and pushback. Make no mistake, if we get out on August 31st, we are going to condemn thousands to death. I don't care what secret side deal was struck with the Taliban. This is America. We don't leave anybody behind.
But it appears that's exactly what we're doing. That was Representative Mike Gallagher of Wisconsin making an impassioned plea for the U.S. to ignore the August 31st deadline, which is just 6 days away, and instead maintain our presence until all American citizens are evacuated. At this point, it seems highly unlikely the thousands who remain in Afghanistan will be able to exit in such a short time frame. Joining me now is Marine veteran and founder of All Things Possible Ministry, Victor Marx. His organization is assisting those still on the ground. Victor, good to see you.
You too, Buck.
All right, so you understand the logistics of this in a very personal way, and you know what's happening on the ground in and around Kabul right now. What do you make of this August 31st deadline? Is there any realistic chance we could get everybody out in time?
None. Absolutely none. It's that simple. We're tracking with our network and teams on the ground and with the coalition that we're working with, very small, getting small numbers of people out. But I can tell you, between the airport actually being shut down, the gates being closed, the Taliban just within hours ago stopped all traffic toward the airport, except for U.S. citizens, supposedly, and the gates are still closed. It is absolutely a death sentence for thousands coming upon us.
What are you hearing right now about those on the ground trying to get out? What's the situation like for American citizens, SIV holders, green card holders? What's going on?
Well, we're here at our operations center monitoring and facilitating this, and we're talking directly to those trying to get out. People are scared with good reason, with very good reason. The likelihood of them getting out before the deadline is about 0%. Again, very few are getting out. And then even one of our host countries that were taking our planes that we were using to move people stopped the flow and said, that's enough here. And so we had to pivot. Thank goodness for relationships with solid people and organizations. And we've just been granted the option to go into a couple of other places. But I'll tell you, people are scared, hungry. Everything is stopped. I try to tell folks, it's like going to the DMV to get your license, and there's 40,000 people outside, and it's a matter of life and death. So I'll tell you what, a big shout out to our military personnel who are just doing the deal, and really there's a level of suffering because they can't enact a proper NEO, non-combative evacuation operation, because the State Department has it, and the state is all but seized up. To me, I mean, we've done stuff all over the world. We've been active in facilitating women and children getting free from ISIS the last 5 years and all, and still working in that space. This is one of the most unbelievable debacles, all based on one thing, in our opinion, the actual administration and President Biden not doing the right thing.
Victor, what are you hearing from your contacts on the ground in Kabul that I know you're in constant communication with about what the Taliban and the Taliban checkpoints specifically are doing here? Are they letting all Americans through? Are some with U.S. passports still being turned back at the Taliban checkpoints? Are they letting through Afghan SIV holders? They've said publicly, the Taliban has said publicly, that they wouldn't, despite entreaties from the Biden administration. Just what's going on with these checkpoints?
Yeah, well, I can tell you with certainty, on all checkpoints, all Afghans are being turned around. Doesn't matter if they have an SIV or not. The only thing they're supposedly letting through is U.S. citizens. But our guys on the ground, there's not people pouring in that are U.S. citizens. It is this awful standoff that is only going to get worse as time goes. U.S. citizens, there's thousands. They're scared to move. Afghans, there's one. I'll tell you something that is just today. The Taliban has been directing Afghans with SIVs to go to a hotel for processing, and that hotel is actually, they're taking them and they're beating them and they're torturing them from what we hear, reports on the ground, and keeping them there. It's going from bad to worse. And again, the only answer for immediate is the president to allow the DOD and our military to do a proper NEO, which is what we've been telling people, hashtag NEO now, to try to create a social media firestorm to get the president to move.